Fishing Obsessed Podcast. We'll be sitting down with a fresh guest each week. Someone who shares the same kayak fishing passion that runs through our veins. We're talking kayak anglers, kayak companies, lure experts. Heck, anyone who's got a story to tell about landing the big ones from a kayak. We're setting our sights on becoming the #1 kayak fishing podcast in the world. You'll get a chuckle, a grin, and hey, maybe even a belly laugh. Because we believe in the power of humor. But above all, we're here to educate and inspire. So, whether you're a seasoned kayak angler or just dipping your toes into this exhilarating world, join us on the Kayak Fishing Obsessed Podcast. It's time to reel in adventure, camaraderie, and the joy of the catch. Here's your host, Daren Wendell.
What's up, folks? We are live from the road on a 2,500-mile road trip. Got my buddy Jake here. You guys might have seen him in some of the videos that we have done in the past.
I might recognize you, I guess.
Yeah, he's the guy who falls out of the... He's perfect for views. Falls out of the kayak on Lake Erie twice. How many times have you fallen out this year? 2?
Twice, yeah.
Twice. Fallen the kayak twice. One of them got over 1 million views, so I'm incredibly thankful for your sloppiness on the kayak.
Cheers.
Yeah. We are in South Carolina right now. Austin West coming in with a comment, you are on an adventure. We are on an adventure. We are literally like driving down. This is how we started. We had a 7-hour drive. We stayed the night. Wade Clements from YakAttack hooked us up. We stayed at his house, had some delicious filet mignons. Him and his wife hosted us, and they were like fantastic. We got up the next morning. I don't know if you guys saw it, but I took off with some YakAttack accessories more quickly than I thought.
Wade, this is for you.
Hey,
Gotcha.
There you go, Wade. Gotcha. So that was great. We'll talk about that in just a minute, the YakAttack, kind of their whole process. And then essentially how it works is after we do the video shoot, we hop in the car and we drive anywhere from 4 to 9 hours to the next spot, and then the next morning we get up, shoot, drive 5 or 9 hours, and just wash and rinse that. We're doing that 5 times. And so we hit YakAttack, and then 2 hours after YakAttack, we stopped by Missile Baits, said hey to John Cruz. Here we go, coming over here. Joe Toe Jam 0741 said he's an expert in getting back into your kayak. How'd you say, buddy?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I am.
Be careful. He's alive.
Yeah. Fast instructor coming at you here soon.
You got veteran cranks over here. You're not missing anything in Ohio. It's rainy. Ugh. I had a buddy show me a picture where it was snowy. So he's from like up in the Cleveland area. I'm from the Canton area. And it is freaking cold. It's not as warm as you may think it is down here. However, there is open water. So every time we go over some type of lake, pond, stream, we're like, I fish that. There's always surface activity. Anyways, we finished up with Missile Baits. We were going to do a video shoot there. However, John, he texted me early this morning. He's like, hey, I picked something up at the, what was it? They were at a trade show this past week. If you guys have ever done a trade show, talking all the time, shaking hands, and a lot of times just like going to the airport. A lot of people higher propensity of getting sick, and so he was like, hey, I lost my voice. So unfortunately we didn't really do a shoot. However, he did take us behind the scenes and show us his boat and kind of his headquarters there at HQ. So we didn't want to keep him talking too long. Then we hopped in the car, drove another 4 hours into the night. Where did we go the next day? Bonafide. Oh, that was fun. So I've been posting a little bit of these on the shorts. Toe Jam says, I'm in the DYT area, Clark County. Like it. Ramirez says hello. What's up, brother? We're just on the road. Thought we'd kill some time. We're in the middle of a 9-hour drive. We're heading down to Eufaula, Alabama. Does anybody know what's in Eufaula, Alabama? Guess where we're going? There's only really one thing in Eufaula. That's known in the fishing world. So we'll be heading down there. But the Bonafide, that was sweet. The team there took care of us. And what I'm actually surprised that all these places are letting us do Jake is actually a drone operator for want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. I'm a drone operator for my police department that I work for, and fly like indoors, outdoors, all kinds of stuff. Anything they need to fly a drone for. And these companies that we visited are super happy to let me fly around inside and outside their facility. So I'll have some cool B-roll footage in his videos and stuff like that coming out. Just one more thing that's going to set his videos out, among the rest of them. So
I like
hope
it.
you
Jake,
guys enjoy it.
Jake was at Bonafide, and they have these massive ovens in there. So Jake's like driving the drones through the ovens. It's going to look sweet. But I was a little nervous today, though.
Yeah.
A little nervous today because...
You saw me get a little close to...
Well, where we were at this morning is we stopped in at Cashion Rods. Treated us really well. We spent all morning. I think we did a 4-hour shoot there. And they have... Yeah. They're nice rods. They're all handmade. However, they're all sticking up everywhere. So here's Jake. And it's only like, what, 10, 12-foot ceilings?
Yeah.
So they bundle all these rods. And so I was like, Jake, if you hit one of these with your drone, you're going to ruin like $5,000 in rods. And so, luckily enough, he did not. But that was fun. Professional. Didn't you used to drive it in like every once in a while? If the SWAT team goes in for the force, like you'll run your drone.
Yeah.
First person.
Yeah. Just to clear like 80-90% of the building first, and then we send our guys in. Yeah.
So you're out in the truck with the mask on. You're literally just driving in there.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have the FPV drone today. I just have my regular outdoor personal drone, and that's got the exposed rotors and stuff on it. So I took off the avoidance collision detection and just flew it freehand in there. And you'll like some of the footage, I hope.
Yeah. Anybody, you know what's down and you follow. Anybody know where we're going, why we're going there. So you got Kenny Gabbett over here. You have better weather than Michigan. Drive on. I can't go south fast enough.
So we got so coming out of Ohio, there was a big snowstorm the night that we left, and my car got covered, like my trailer, everything got covered in salt. It's been like a pet peeve of mine. I've been bugging Daren about it. Salt all over my car, like from bumper to bumper.
You're a little anal with salt.
Dude.
He's like running his windshield wipers like every 5 seconds.
Dude, I'm anal about that. Yeah, you're right. But we just ran through a little shower and it kind of cleaned it off. And
you happy now?
I'm a happy boy.
Yeah. We've been dragging his kayak trailer for a minute, and right now it's still back there. I got a little kayak wrapped in cheesecloth, and so usually when you get one from Bonafide, it's wrapped in like this cheesecloth. I'm gonna leave it on there, but that one's gonna be a little secret. It's gonna be a little secret because we're gonna be doing some things with that.
Maybe we'll do like a one over and catch that Pokemon.
Yeah. All right, got some questions in here, and then we'll get back to the party. Mr. Dustin Fishing says, "What's up, guys? Daren, question on the knucklehead. Really no chance I would make it to Alabama, even if qualifying. How are y'all treating or looking at that?" I wouldn't mind doing the knucklehead, but I am going to be highly involved in doing the monthlies for KBF. There's also something new. Mr. Hoover is series, and the Greenhorn series is going to be like, hey, I don't want to like compete against the hammers in the state because I'm just getting into it and I don't want to donate my money. However, I do still want to compete. And so the Greenhorn is going to be kind of a subsection of people. If you fish the Greenhorn, you can't fish anything else, right? You're just kind of fishing in the Greenhorn. And eventually, once you feel comfortable and you make all the mistakes that most tournament anglers do, you can then fish in the monthlies. But you can't fish a Greenhorn and then the monthlies at the same time. And so it's kind of like a proving ground to get, dip your toes into tournament fishing a little bit. You can win some money or some prizes in the Greenhorn series. And then, you know what? At the end of the day, if you're like, hey, you do Greenhorn series 1 year, and you're like, you know what? I really like that. I don't think I'm quite ready. I didn't get enough tournaments in. Oh, we're getting off here.
Sure are. Hopping on another highway.
Highway.
We're rolling down 95 south.
Yeah.
Now we're going to the 76, it looks like. Which
Yeah.
is state route.
I like it. So back to real quick, the Greenhorn. So if you want to do it year after year, you can. However, if you like own and dominate like a Greenhorn in your state, I'm not sure how it's gonna work yet, but you can't like go in there and then like take everybody's money when you should be fishing the monthlies. So Chad is in the process of figuring all that out. But I'll be fishing not the greenhorn, but I'll be fishing the monthlies. I've had some luck in the past, and hopefully I'll make it down to the KBF Nationals again. So that's always fun. Happens down on Lake Guntersville, so I'll be rocking down there. So great question, Mr. Dustin Fishing. I'm mostly just probably going to be fishing KBF this year, and the monthlies and the regionals, because I'm not like a massive tournament angler. I really got to focus on creating videos and content, and I've noticed when I'm out tournament fishing, nothing gets posted, not a whole lot gets edited, so I really got to stay focused on the business side of Wendell fishing. But great question. Got some more comments in here. What we got? Oh man, here we go. Nathan Owens, never thought of that. Never thought I would be putting fishing live and the topic would be drones. I love flying freestyle 5-inch quads. That's your world, bro.
Yep. That's like race drones.
Oh, okay. That's the stuff where I hop online and like literally like flipping.
Yeah.
Dude, that stuff is insane.
It is insane. So I don't have anything like that. I've flown a couple like simulators like that, but nothing like that as far as
we're turning again.
Yeah. Nothing like that as far as any time really behind the sticks, but it would be fun, I bet.
Yeah,
it would be fun. I'm more meticulous and calculated and just tactical about things, I guess.
You ever see that drone racing stuff?
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
I'm surprised that hasn't taken off fast at all.
Yeah.
Really. I've seen it once. I was like, I can see people like betting on this. This could be like legit.
Yeah, for sure.
But I haven't seen it
Yep.
hardly in the last couple of years.
Yep.
I don't know.
White SUV just flipped a UE behind me. Is that a cop, guys? I don't know. Maybe it's just getting
Jake's about to get pulled over.
Pulled over here. No, it's not. I'm turning anyway. But
I like it. No, drone's interesting because as a content creator, I guess years ago, like people are trying to make a name for themselves in, shooting drones and shooting from drones and animal recovery and all that type of stuff. And so they were kind of going after YouTubers who were using it as B footage because technically you need to have your license if you're going to make money off of it or something. So years ago, I actually took my tests, which if you've never taken a test, it's almost like you have to be a pilot. It's like a pilot's test.
Yeah, so it's literally the same exact test that a beginner pilot will take. It's one of their first prerequisite.
I'm not editing
tests.
that. You can't talk.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I'll own it. So it's like it asks you about like MIDARs and it asks you about mapping questions and stuff like that.
Like OG mapping questions.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. So it's essentially it teaches you like what different types of airspace what there are and stuff like that, and it teaches you like different altitude restrictions and this, that, and the other. It shows you like how to like read a weather
reports.
So.
And not like the weather reports you and I read, like the ones that they read, and it's a different language.
Yeah.
It took a bit of lessons. It was some lessons learned. I mean, I did a lot of study. You just can't go take it and be like, and whip this thing out. It's not intuitive for sure.
And you're gonna go to a proctor site.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it's like at your local regional airport or something.
I think I got mine at Kent. Is that where you went?
Kent? No, I went to my local regional airport.
Got it. So I'm a licensed drone operator. So is this guy.
I had the benefit to get it paid for by my apartment though. So
mine was paid for by the lovely viewers of Wendell Fishing. So thank you guys. And now I don't own a drone. I sold mine, and you bought one. And what do you primarily use it for?
For you, pretty much. Yeah.
Every drone B footage shot that I have is go to Jake. He's like, "Want to bring the drone?" Yeah. So I'll be like fishing.
You don't have a lot of it actually. You gotta get you some more.
I know. We'll go fishing, and I'll hear this buzzing. I'm like, "Oh, Jake wasn't catching any fish, so he figured he could throw up the drone."
Yeah.
And so all that footage comes to this guy. So appreciate that. All right, we got Drinkle Milk, living the dream for us all, Darren. Someone's got to do it. Yeah, I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to sit here and be like, "Oh, I'm so tired. This isn't a lot of fun." This is hella fun. So hanging out with a buddy. As of 2 weeks ago, this was supposed to be a solo trip. And so I called Jacob and said, "Bro, you got more vacation than you know what to do with. Homie like writes me sometimes. It's like, hey, I didn't realize I had a week of vacation next week. Want to go fishing? I was like, who doesn't know they have a week of vacation? What do you do for a living?
Yeah, I got 5 weeks of vacation, soon to be 6.
Everybody hates you right now.
Yeah.
5, 6 weeks of vacation.
That's what happens when you're there for a long time.
Bro, I love it because we can
Yeah.
go fishing midweek and don't have to fight the crowds.
So, I mean,
Where are you taking me?
I don't know. This is 1.3 miles return again. No, I only do certain, I can only really afford to do like one trip or whatever with the family. So, all these other weeks of vacation, I just kind of take them strategically throughout the year to blow some steam off.
So Jake will likely be going to AAP with me again down south. Potentially wade fishing. Never done that before. And that would make for some sick drone footage. There's elk herds and stuff out there. Dude, it's insane. Insanity. So hopefully get that rock and rolling. But I don't see if anybody said anything about where we're going in Eufaula yet. Then again, we got a lot of new comments. Miss Funny says hi. Miss Funny says hi again. And Miss Funny says for the 3rd time, how are y'all doing? Hope everyone's doing well. We are doing well. Right now, we decided this morning, I was looking at the map to get to Eufaula. So we're going from North Carolina to like southern Alabama on the Alabama-Georgia line. And down in Eufaula is Humminbird. This is the HQ. I know, they're manufacturing. And so I've been going back and forth with Humminbird to get a factory tour. And so pretty jacked about this. I just got the itinerary this morning. I got the NDAs this morning. I'm going to sign those tonight.
11 pages.
And we will see. It's 11 pages. So be careful. But I doubt they're going to let us drive your drone through operations. But we're going to take you through everything that they allow us to take us through. Okay, here's the interstate.
Yep.
We are Interstate 20 in North Carolina.
South Carolina,
my bad.
Columbia.
Yeah, we just passed through.
Columbia.
Have you ever been through here? Have you guys ever passed through south of the border?
We just passed through Little Mexico a little bit ago. We got off the highway to get some gas.
Where are we?
We straight up pulled. It said south of the border. It's like a little amusement park. It's like a Route 66 stop, like a decrepit little town, kind of like the movie Cars.
Yeah, there was a sombrero 200 feet up in the air, which you could like climb up to and take photos from. Neon sights everywhere. But back, I guess I did a little research. I was like, Jake, what is this place? Let me know if you've been here in the comments. It's definitely recognized. South of the border.
95, South Carolina, North Carolina.
Yeah. So the backstory is back in the 50s, this guy essentially had like I think it was selling beer someplace. And I guess the laws were stricter in North Carolina than they were in South Carolina. So literally south of the border was the place you can go get alcohol. And then it grew into this massive thing, kind of like something you would see on Route 66. There's a convention center, there's miniature golf, there's, my goodness, arcade.
Little motel looks straight out
of
it's a horror movie.
It looks pretty old. So obviously it's all kind of like decrepit now, but it's pretty interesting. The moment I got there is the moment I wanted to leave. Let's put it that way. That's how I would explain it. Yeah. So.
But you're bumping though, like in the 90s and 80s. Oh man.
That would be fun.
Probably even the 40s when it was Bill was probably bumping.
Well, what they used to do that was back in the day, like pre-GPS, back in the day where they used to like advertise on kind of like what Buc-ee's does today. They'd advertise on billboards for hundreds of miles. And so people would be like, "Oh, I wasn't going to stop, but since you've been advertising to me for the past 2 hours," so I was like, "You can't not stop." And speaking of Buc-ee's, your wife is going to kill you because we just passed one. So Carla,
hey, you know what?
If you are listening right now, he just passed the first Buc-ee we have seen, and you have a special order.
I said we got to stop, and what did you say?
Oh, sorry, we're going live.
We're going live. We can't stop.
We're going live. The good news, Carla. Now, when we come back, oh yeah, because after Humminbird tomorrow morning, you drive 4 hours. We're gonna meet up with Mr. Chad Hoover, and went out dinner that tonight. And then on Friday, that's gonna be the day where Jake and I catch our first fish of 2026. And so,
by God, it better not be a crappie.
It might be a crappie, but it's a fish. Count it. Count it. Now, we'll see. The thing is, it's supposed to be cold. So low of 26, high of 40?
No, it's gonna be hotter than that. I think.
You said 40.
No, it's gonna be hotter than that.
I hope it's hotter than that. We'll see.
Here, we'll do the weather. Actually, here, give us make one of the viewers look it up for us. What's it gonna be like in Huntsville, Alabama on Friday?
Yeah, I can't look it up because the phone is what's live streaming right now.
I know.
Live streaming picked up on Starlink. So we're rocking out some internet. So probably the reason that we're not going in and out here. I don't want to touch anything. It's like a bunch of things plugged into your truck. Bass AF 817. What's up, dudes? What's up, brother? A consistent listener to the Kayak Fishing Obsessed podcast.
Up,
so I appreciate you, brother. Steven Sturgeon, another fan of the KFO show. I look forward to seeing you and competing with you this November. He's referring to the KBF Nationals. And so essentially, if you fish the monthlies, and there's a variety of different ways that you can be eligible to fish the Nationals, but it's always a good time. I'm guessing this upcoming year, there'll be a couple hundred people fishing in that tournament. And so it'll be good times. I love it. Me too, Steven.
Did you fart?
Me too.
Why'd you fart?
Dude, I own mine. That wasn't me. Trust me. I'll blow you out of here with that Chinese man yesterday. Bass AF 817. I'll be fishing in the Greenhorn this year. Awesome. Great place to start, brother. Veteran cranks. You can still make the championship in the Greenhorn. I don't know. It's kind of new to me. I've only heard Chad talking about it a few times. My guess is no, but maybe.
Top 5 can qualify. That sounds interesting.
I would imagine Chad would make a way.
Yeah. I
don't know. We'll see. I'll ask him. He actually tried calling me a minute ago, but something was up with his phone, so I will see him tomorrow, and we will ask him. Bass AF 817. Shout out to Dark Horse. Heck yeah, Dark Horse Tackle.
Other stuff.
Nathan Owens 5804. I have some videos on my YouTube channel. I have more on my TikTok though. I'm not quite sure who you're referring to. I don't know. Oh, and the Woodworks in the house. Hey babe, love you. Miss you.
He's mine today.
She posted that 10 minutes ago. She's probably gone. I'm like just getting to the comments. She said hi 10 minutes ago, babe. I miss you, I love you. I'll call you after this live. So if you guys are into woodworking, my wife is a YouTuber on her own. So check out Wendell Woodworks. She's got a YouTube channel. What are you pointing at?
Erase this time.
And then also she does custom. She does a lot of scroll saw work. She's pretty awesome. So we also sell like hollowed out books. So if you want like an actual book that's hollowed out like a safe, we have those as well. So that's pretty awesome. Nathan Owens 5084. I want to get into it, but it's stupid that you need a pilot test. Talking about the drone.
Yeah, so you don't need it recreationally, but you need it if you're going to make any type of monetary gain from it.
Yep.
You have to have your Part 107 license.
That's what it's
called. It's really not hard to do. It's really not.
It's not easy.
It's not easy, but it's
not that expensive. Remember 175? When I took it 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was like 150.
175. Yep.
There are plenty of like guides and like tutorials and like little study guides and stuff like that on YouTube channel. I think what I took was Altitude University. I think.
Yep. Did they give you stickers too for your drone?
Maybe. There's like a free version and a paid version.
I did the free version because I was paying for it.
Well. Yep.
But here's the thing, Nathan. If you, like you said, if your channel's not monetized or you don't plan on using it to make money off of it, you don't need a license, right? Maybe still be good to know.
Yes. It's the way the laws are changing and stuff like that for consumer drones. It would be who of you, because there might be a day, probably in the near future, that they're going to require you to have Part 107 do pretty much just about anything other than flying it on your own private property. So if you're going to be like outside of your own private property, obviously to a ceiling of 400 feet, because that's the legal ceiling for drones. They might be changing some stuff, some legislation that might require you to have some type of license.
That actually makes sense to me. What's the point of having someone know what they're doing and someone not know what they're doing.
Yep.
And so
like if you ever go to like an event or whatever, you can't even I can't fly my drone over top of people unless I have a special drone, which they call it like a micro drone. Anything under I think 400 kilograms or
lightweight.
Yeah, it's essentially the DJI Mini.
Are they caged?
Is what you can fly. And I believe you have to have a cage. Yes.
Yeah.
So anything under that weight limit you can fly for people, but even then you still have to have a 107. So something to think about. So if you ever like go to the beach or something like that, I'm sure it's not a big deal to do that if you're in the water, but it behoove you. And it's once you get it, you have it for 2 years, and then you have to take a little refresher course online. What? Yeah, so you're probably in the dumps right now. How long ago did you take it?
I don't own a drone now. Yeah, you're on my drone. So I'm a drone person.
So it lasts for 2 years. You still have your license, however, it's in a avoided area, like avoided period if you let it lapse. And if you let it lapse, then you gotta go back and take the test all over again. But if you do your little refresher course on the FAA website before your 2 years is up, then you are able to just continue it for another 2 years.
It doesn't say it's the expiration date.
It does not say an expiration date. When it says an issue date, and you go off the issue date, right?
No, it does. You're right.
Yep.
You're
so
right. I'm wrong.
Date.
You're smart. I'm stupid. You're good looking. I'm not attractive.
So you gotta go. It's a free thing. You don't have to pay anything. You just go on the FAA website, and you sign into your little account whenever you create it to get your license. You apply for your license, and it'll say like refresher test or whatever. You watch the little video, take the test, and then you're good to go. And the test is super easy. It's way simpler than me getting it the first time.
There you go. Moving on. Comments are lighting up. However, I'm not getting to them fast enough. ToeJam0741, give us a hint on the destination. The destination today is really a hotel, but the destination area is Eufaula, Georgia, home of Humminbird. And so we're going to go see how the sausage is made, get a peek behind the curtain when it comes to those electronics. So pretty jacked about that. However, we came from Cashion Rods this morning, and I was doing the math and figured out last night that we would likely be going through Atlanta, Georgia during rush hour. And so that's a big nope on a rope. So we decided this morning, because we're not quite sure how long shoots are going to last, and once we're about to leave, we'll say, we'll be in the middle of Atlanta at 5:01. And so I asked the guy, Reed McKinstry, who guided us this morning at Cashion, awesome dude, like, if we go through, how long would we sit in traffic? He's like, yeah, probably 2 to 3 hours. I'm like, no, that's not happening. So last night we were looking at some alternate routes that kind of move us on and off state roads and interstates. It added an hour.
Yeah.
Hour and 15. I was like, that sounds a whole lot better than sitting in traffic for 3 hours. And so that's what we're doing, kind of going down and around.
We're going through Savannah. I'm sorry, not Savannah.
Macon?
No, Augusta. We're going through Augusta, and then kind of southwest towards Eufaula.
Yeah. Oh, let's move it up here. Let's see. Bass AF 817. What if I'm not being paid? I think we just answered that. You're good to go right now. You're good to go right now. But keep in mind, it might change in the future, according to Jake. But what does Jake really know?
Not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot. No, he can't even stand up in his kayak without falling in.
Subject matter expert for my department. It's okay though.
No one's listening. Bass AF 17 again. I have close to 200 hours of vacation time, bro. What do you do for a living? Why aren't you taking? Or are you just like banking it for fishing season? That's what I'd be doing.
It's my vacation.
No, this guy says he has 200 hours of vacation time.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Bro, do you get capped out? This is what I hate about vacation companies. Like, you cap you out, it doesn't roll over, or you have unlimited, but really you really don't have unlimited. We just don't want to pay out whenever you quit, whatever you have banked, and blah 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 blah. Anyways, that's the reason I got out of corporate America for Canadian.
So I get 5 weeks of vacation.
No rollover?
I used to only get 4. I just recently got 5, like a couple years ago. It does not roll over, and you have to schedule it and you have to pick your vacation around everybody else in your department. Luckily, I have a high seniority, so I'm able to pick mostly in front of everybody else. But there's like 2 slots for it. So say somebody wants to pick 1 week, there's 2 available slots for that week, and as long as no one's picked the 2 out of that week, then you're good to go.
It's getting bright.
You know, I can move my vacations around and stuff like that too. So it's not too bad.
Too bad. All right, let's get the party going. You got Nathan Owens. I live in Northeast Georgia. Love it. Bath raft. If you are promoting anything, you have to have the Part 107 license. But if you're just flying recreationally, there's different rules.
Slightly different rules. Nothing.
Well, he's making the differentiation if you promote anything.
Yeah, I mean that's true. Yep. So even if like,
don't you have to make money?
So no. So say like your local city hires you to take a drone photo for.
Well, then they hired you. I get that. City,
but they don't want to pay anything. They'll give you like about something. It doesn't matter. Like you still, if you're working under
some type of compensation, cash or in kind.
Yes.
So it's kind of like YouTube, right? If I have a product, let's say they're not paying me, and say a company sends me a product, I have to hit that disclosure that this is being promoted. This is there's some type of quid pro quo in that agreement. All right, good to know. Don't get yourself in trouble. Do your research.
Or if you're working for a company, like I'm working for my police department, I'm flying the drone for them. They're not paying me an extra sum to fly the drone. I'm doing that in my duties, which I get paid for. In turn, I need the Part 107.
There you go. Anyways, disclosure. Everything we say is our opinion. Do your research. All right. Thomas Evanchik, GK70S. How many big feet have you seen lakeside?
Same squanch.
The squashes. Not yet. But anytime I even think about the old squatch, I think of this podcast that I did with Alex Rudd, where he has a story that his dad saw a squatch while bass fishing off his boat. And I think it was actually a year ago, a little over a year ago we did that, and we shared it, because I think I was in my garage, I was smoking a stogie, and he shared that story, and it was like confirmed through some other people at that time that they saw it someplace else, because it was like white.
Yeah, it was just Jim Bob in a party set.
I don't know. All I know is that he was blurry. All right, keep on moving on. It's ranch.
Shout out if you know anybody. What that means, what that's from, what that references.
There you go. And we'll get to it in 10 minutes once I get through all these comments. ToeJM0741, with you owning the Eagle Eye 9, would this visit possibly make you pivot to Humminbird? Yeah, so interesting enough, I don't have any contract with any electronics company. And so if I got the Humminbird, like, hey, we'd love for you to try this out and give me your feedback all day, every day. But then again, if I got an email from Garmin next week, like, hey, you want to try this out? I would also say yes. The same thing I would say with Lowrance. So right now, I'm just kind of a free agent, and I do all this stuff. I'm a free agent in a lot of areas, and I like doing that because I can say what I want. I can use what I want. Not any kind of contracts or loyalty or anything like that. It may, creep in. That's why YouTube makes you hit that disclosure button, right?
It benefits all your viewers, right?
Well,
because you're not locked into one.
It benefits my number one sponsor, and my number one sponsor are you. Anyone listening, right? It's anybody who listens in. You, it's me when I watch my own videos. Anybody who listens to an ad, you're my number one sponsor. There's nobody who comes close. So that's where I primarily spend my time and attention and focus. But good question, bro. Good question. All right, slower, lower fishing. I miss the MapQuest days. One wrong turn and you're toast for the next hour, bro. I remember almost getting in 17 accidents because you didn't staple it. They're all over the place. If you're in New York City and you went rush hour, took a left, you zigged when you should have zagged. You're right. You're like an hour and a half with 17 more problems and wrong turns trying to get back on the highway that you see up here. Oh my gosh, bro.
Now we got a nice nestled right lane.
Yeah, good calculator. It is such a long drive today. We actually broke it up, so we didn't have to look at the hours being so long.
Yeah, we're only 2 hours away from being halfway.
Halfway.
Let's go.
Mentally, this is good. I'm actually impressed. We're cruising down the road at 80 miles an hour. And
Whoa. We're not breaking the law.
Sorry, 75. 75. Starlink's keeping up.
It is.
So we got it shoved up here above his visor. I'm impressed.
It's Slave, its own satellite. It's
there you go.
Along
Fine.
as we're going down the road.
I love it. All right, what else we got here? That's right.
It's cloudy today too.
Marty Hughes in the house. What's up, brother? Actually, just Marty was checking my socials this morning, and Marty came through, caught a donk. Donk, and it's cold where he's at. There's like ice on the rim of his.
So, let's back up.
Oh, we got a story for you. I know where he's going with this.
All right. I've seen with my own 2 eyes the biggest fish, biggest bass I've ever seen in my life at the place we're going to be fishing on Friday. I was way nestled back in this little private little lake.
Oh yeah, we're fishing private, folks. I'm not ashamed of it.
And we had to get off the kayaks to walk back to where this other little pond was at. We're fishing on the bank, and I got a bite probably a foot and a half off the shore right in front of me. The biggest bite I've ever had in my life. And I got excited and I yanked the hell out of it with a heavy rod, and it was probably like an 18-pound test or something. It was a jig. So,
Bro, it's not there.
It snapped off and broke my rod tip. And the fish, when I
You didn't break your rod tip. You broke your rod in half.
So when I set the hook, the fish like got pulled up on the shore a little bit, so I was able to see it. I could have reached down and grabbed it if I was fast enough, but I missed it, and it was the most devastating thing.
I walked around the corner because
you heard
I heard the snap, and I was like, "Bro, you're right." I walk around the corner. He's just laying there looking into the sky. How many times do it remind you of your personal best?
My gosh.
Getting away from
It was definitely a double.
It was a 9.
It was a double. No, it was a double digit.
It was a 9.8. He doesn't know. I heard it. So
I hurt my soul, so I'm back for revenge.
Yeah,
I'm back for revenge.
Meanwhile, we went to AEP with my brother, who fishes maybe 5 times a year. I was like, bro, he was in a kayak. He was getting ready to get off. Just throw down this line. So he got in front of me, and he was just throwing a wacky worm. And what did he catch?
It was like a 5, almost 6 pound.
It was like a 6-pound bass on a wacky worm. And Jake rolls up. Like I said, Jake fishes all the time. My brother fishes.
He's already caught like 10 other fish on. The same wacky worm. It was all tangled and hanging on by a thread.
And it was longer than Jake's personal best.
Oh my god. He caught it right in front of him. Like,
yep. And he cut in front of me again. Yeah. I was fishing a line. He's like, I was like, bro, what are you doing? And boom, he catches that thing. I don't know if you guys remember that. I posted it. I was more excited for my brother than he was. It was a good time. Marty Hughes, appreciate you.
What was his catchphrase? Oh, I think it's a good one.
I think it's a good one. My brother was like non-emotive. So he caught the biggest fish of his life. He's like, I think it's a good one. And I was more excited, like I said. All right, Marty says, where are we headed now? So if you're hopping in, if you haven't been down on the whole live, we're headed down to Eufaula, Alabama. We're going the back way, so we're going to have to hit Atlanta, Georgia during rush hour. And if you're not familiar, Hummingbird or Johnson Outdoors is down there. So we are going to be walking through from, they literally had this like at 7:55 show up at, they have it timed out who we're going to be meeting with. So this is going to be fascinating.
It's going to be the most organized, I would say.
Very organized. Corporate.
The most corporate visit.
Yeah. Like I'm meeting with like the team that oversees things like us coming here to do this stuff. So that's good. All right, Nathan. Oh yeah, we haven't even done this yet. We're gonna share kind of our thoughts so far. Obviously, I got video of YakAttack we've been at. We've been at Big Adventures. We're at Cashion. We were at Missile. We'll give you the lowdown on those in just a moment. Nathan Owens, you watch the live stream. I'm not sure what that's a reference to. USA Kayak Fishing Magazine. That's Roy Wiegand. Where are you guys at?
What's up, Roy?
We're on the road. We're at probably, what would you say, 1,600 miles into it? No, probably less than that. Not halfway. I don't know, 1,600 miles into a 20. So what I used to do for a living prior to this was fundraising. I used to be on the road all the time, just FaceTime, meet people. And I was like, you know what? I can't fish in Ohio. Ice on the water. The bite is dead. Not worth a day of fishing to get 1 or 2 fish. So I was like, you know what? Let's organize it. We see how the sausage is made. I've always wanted to do this. People have questions all the time, and now I have all the answers that I've always wondered about the manufacturing of kayaks, the manufacturing of rods, the manufacturing of YakAttack products, the best in the business. And so that was eye-opening. So we'll get to that in just a moment. I'm going to hit you guys questions over here. Slower, lower fishing. When are you guys back on Bass and Brews? That episode was legendary. So Bass and Brews. If you guys don't listen to that, I currently hold the record for the longest podcast with Bass and Brews. It's over 4 hours. So that was a ton of fun. We went retro. That was just a few months ago. So if you're interested in that one, that was a blast. So check that out. I'm not sure. I'm waiting for the invite. I actually had Bass and Brews reach out because I guess we're really close to them, but wasn't able to make it happen. Like, people were reaching out, and I'm incredibly grateful. Like, hey, stop by. Hey, I'd love to get lunch. Hey, I'd love to get breakfast, dinner. Hey, let's go fishing at my favorite spot. We are literally running and gunning this thing. We'll get in at 9 or 10 o'clock at night, go to sleep, wake up at 6:30, start again, wash, rinse, and repeat. So I think with all of the generosity you guys have shown, me and Jake on this trip, I was like, we need to make a trip where we just go fishing. And we're going to be fishing here with Meetup, so forth and so on. I love it. Let me know. I'm curious right now. It's the middle of most people's work day. If you are working right now, let me know where you're at, what you do for a living. I am curious.
Suckers. I'm
curious. All right, let's see here. Oh, he said he was talking about the drones. What was his comment? I'm not sure. All right, Dustin Grant, first comment here. I'm in Muscle Shoals. Huntsville says, high of 54, low of 34. It's supposed to be cloudy. All right, you're right. I thought it was 40.
Hey, you know what? I'll fish that all day, every day.
All day, every day.
All day, every day. In shorts and flip-flops. Thank you.
I got flip-flops on today. You made fun of me.
I did. Oh, you're going to have some good laughs and chuckles.
People love my toes. There's literally been threads of conversation about my toes.
This guy's in sweatshirt, sweatpants, and I panned down to get some B-roll of some rods, and his dogs are just hanging out in some flip-flops right next to the rod butts. It's gold.
I had a buddy.
It's gold.
The other Jake. So I fish primarily with 2 Jakes. You got Jake Tomlin and Jake Cook, which is also known as Jake the Fishing Guy. And he told me once his toes showed up in like a photo or something like that, because we're content creators, or he's on the kayak, and some dude reached out and asked him how much it would cost to get more photos of his feet. So he's telling this story
for the right price.
And I was like, bro, did you get an estimate? Like, how much would you pay? He's like, no, I just ignored it. It's like, you can't ignore that. You got to know how much your feet pics are worth.
Man. Come
on. So
you got to play hard because
hard to get.
Yeah. And
oh my gosh,
just drives the price up. Do a little trailer check real quick. Quick trailer check. We're good. Trailer check.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm trying to read comments over here. I can't read them with my glasses because they glare out. Steven Sturgeon, is the pilot test for drones easier or harder than the boater safety test?
Harder.
Yeah, much harder. It's like you're a pilot.
You gotta be able to read topographical maps. You have to
know all the codes.
Different protocols, and like if you want to get clearance to fly a certain mission at a certain altitude, you gotta know how to contact your local FAA office or your local tower to get clearance and all that stuff. You gotta learn how to read weather reports in like
code form.
Yeah, I forget what the acronym for it is, like BSAP or something.
Why did they do that, by the way? It's 17 letters and numbers. Like, why can't you just say high of 54 and wind coming out of northeast?
Commercial aircraft, they have little encoders.
Yeah, time to upgrade. It's 2026.
It just kind of rolls through. Yeah, I know. It just kind of rolls through like in a strip, like an LED sign almost. You kind of have to read it quick.
So definitely harder, Steven. Good question though. All right, where are you guys going? I get it. Like, we've talked about this a few times, but we're also almost an hour into the live, so people are popping in and out. We are heading down. We left Cashion Rods, which we'll get to in a minute. I want to get kind of your thoughts on both YakAttack, Bonafide, Cashion, and Missile. And so we're heading down to Eufaula, Alabama, and basically getting in late, probably about 9 or 10 tonight, depending on our stops, and getting up early tomorrow morning. Heading to Humminbird. They're going to take us through their R&D, and they got like 3 or 4 people that we're going to be talking to. I'm going to be breaking all of this stuff down in video form, and over the next couple weeks, maybe even 3 weeks, be throwing out teaser shorts, and these will be like movies. When we were at YakAttack, we shot for 2 hours straight. How long was the shoot today?
Hour 15-ish.
There we go. And then at Bonafide, we were pushing an hour and 45. So these are going to be like, if you want to like a peek behind the curtain, anything and everything you want to know. It's going to be great. It's going to be a good one. All right. Whoa, that was close, bro. Woo. You guys can't see this, but this trailer with the car on it almost hit the tractor trailer in the other lane. That was fun. Not fun.
Came about half a foot from hitting the front corner of the Did you notice what I did? Did you notice what I did?
Bro, so if you guys get a ticket, it's this guy's fault. So we have Google Maps up, and it tells you when there's a police officer up ahead. And so every time it asks, is the police officer still there, Jake always hits no. It's obviously there. And so I'm trying to beat him to it with still there, so you guys don't get speeding tickets. Because Jake, doesn't matter if he gets pulled over or not, he's likely going to get out of it because he's a police officer. They have the secret code that basically is like, hey, I'm off duty.
It's not true.
I got my pistol here.
It's a myth.
Yeah, it's a myth, dude. It lies.
We're upheld to the same standards.
Did you say that with a straight face? Protect and serve myself. I love it. My wife says the auto is very scratchy. Yeah, I'm just pulling from the phone right now. It's got to be plugged in. I have mics, but it's taking the spot. Anyways, I'm sorry. Next time. Marty said no fishing today. Brisk, cold winds out of the north.
Oh.
Bro, he just hit it again. I literally see the officer. I got one. I'm like 1 to 10. I'll get one before he gets 10. Oh my gosh. Got a bunch of where you guys going. What's up, brother? Jeremy Baker, fishing with him down at the Nationals. He did good. I think he's in the 10. So he's going to be fishing for some money. So is Marty Hughes.
That was a souped up Ford Mustang with some lights on it. Okay. That was an Interceptor, baby.
Yeah. No, it's good. Sorry about if it is scratchy. I apologize. I'm trying out this new live thing. I'm going to be entering into the live world this year on the water, so be prepared for that. Got a lot of comments. This is fun. Love interacting with you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Bass AF 817. Did you get YakAttack? You get YakAttack to build that cigar holder? Not yet, but I'm going to wear them down. Come on, Clements.
He saw my drone case and he was like, I could probably do something like that too.
Get it done, Clements.
I got it's a gray drone like hard case with foam inside, and it's got orange handles and stuff, and it looks like a YakAttack box, and I put a YakAttack sticker on it, and it looks like it's branded YakAttack. You like that?
You got orange. What is this?
Looks like
Instruction.
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 Like
All right. Let's talk a little bit. I'll get to you guys' questions in a minute. Let's talk a little bit, Jake, about. I kind of had an idea about YakAttack, but not really at all. That was our first stop. So walk us through your first impressions of YakAttack. What surprised you the most? And if you have questions as we're talking, we might be able to answer them for you. So go and throw those down in the comment section, and we'll get those asked and answered.
So first thing, hospitality. They rolled out the red carpet. It was We actually stayed at Wade's house. Shout out Wade, thank you very much. And his beautiful wife, thank you for treating us how you guys did.
Angie, appreciate you.
We ate like kings. He made us some old fashions, and we just kind of hung out. It was a great experience. And then when we got to the actual shop, it felt like small town USA. It was just, everything was just, it blew my mind, the amount of innovation and engineering that went into their products. You'll see. I don't want to get too much into it, but it's,
You can get into it.
it's kind of it's pretty impressive. You know, they make their own, they machine and make their own molds for everything that they come out with. Right there in their own warehouse and factory.
They'll like CNC their own aluminum molds.
And it's not just like two pieces of aluminum that they put together.
It's not like your plastisol.
They got springs, they got pins and different injection ports, and it's they look like machines themselves, the molds do. Massive molds, and it was a pretty insane experience to be able to walk around and put your hands on things and see how your base plate is, you know, assembled. It's pretty cool. It was insane.
It's fun to go through all the stuff. Be like, oh, I own that, and now I know exactly how it's made. Everywhere you're walking, there are conveyor belts with parts. We were walking, and I was like, oh, I know that. That's a power link plate for the XTR. Oh, look at that. That's the Bonafide hatch cover. So they do some work for Bonafide. Of course, you just walk around, and it's like the process, right? They make their own molds, and then they melt their own pellets down or rubber to make everything on their black bags and everything on their mega rod holders and everything on their new leaderboards. And there's a mold. You're just kind of seeing it all transpire in front of you. They're like putting together the rod. I put together a couple of those. Everything is manufactured here, put together here. All the parts are put together here. All the way down to shipping, and so from the raw materials at the front of the house to it being packaged up from when you guys take orders to the back of the house and out the door. It was fascinating. Now, of course, we peel back the onion quite a bit of layers, and so I definitely would watch that if you like geek out on how it's made. I always thought, like, okay, you guys remember? I don't know if you guys are like my age. They had like Mr. Rogers. And they always had every once in a while, which were like one of my favorite segments of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, is when they went and did the how it's made. Like, how it's made bubblegum. And you went to the factory. And so this is like how it's made, but for guys like and girls like you and me who love fishing, and kind of just endeared me even more to YakAttack. And then, of course, we had some fun with some shorts. And my favorite part, actually, is when Wade turned to me and said, hey, do you need anything? I was like, bro, that was the wrong question to ask me. And so I think he still regrets it, and probably have to talk to his boss about how much I walked out the door, ran out the door, as you guys saw. I still feel bad because if you slow that video down, I wiped out a solar light. It's in like two pieces right now.
I blamed it on Wade.
I blamed it on Wade. And then when I watched the video later, definitely me. Now, I'll also say a prayer for Wade. He's still in the hospital recovering from his pulled hammy. No, it's fun. What did we end up picking up? I picked up some things I'm gonna do some videos on here in a little bit. A lot with fish finder installations, stuff like that. You got yourself a rod holder. I mean, you got yourself a YakAttack phone holder.
I did.
Yeah.
Thank you, Wade.
Which is actually what's holding this phone right now on the suction cup to the window is that phone holder. So if you don't have one of those are awesome. I also use this in my, I stick it to the window when I do a lot of my garage videos. It's what's holding it up there.
You stick it to a tripod.
Yeah. Also some things back here. I'm taking to Chad Hoover so we can give some feedback, so we can send it back to YakAttack. Top secret stuff that Wade told me that I was going to get in trouble if I shared, and he wouldn't send it to me, so I'm not going to be talking about that. But that was YakAttack.
We know something you don't know.
Was there anything else about YakAttack? You're like, hey?
No, when we're done talking about all of them. We'll
Yeah.
back. But yeah, it was. I will say this: seeing how they manufacture everything, the amount of work that goes into it, what all the people that run that company, down to like the people on the assembly line. I mean, I will be a customer for life for YakAttack. I mean, hands down the best kayak accessory company.
Yep, they took some heat this past year from trying to do some soft goods that they're not going to manufacture a bag at YakAttack. But that's only like, I think they said, and I actually talked to the CEO, Dave, and he's like, that's like 5% of what we do. If we can make it here in Farmville, Virginia, he's like, we'll make it here in Farmville, Virginia. And so 95% of what they make is still USA made, and it's pretty neat to see. So look forward to that video coming out shortly. Switching gears. Bro, it got sunny outside. You guys have sun in Ohio? Because I do right now. Man, it feels good. Sunglasses. All right, next up, we drove to Missile Baits. And we kind of felt kind of bad. We kept John Cruz talking after he told us that it wasn't feeling good. We kept asking questions. He got a new boat, which looked pretty sweet. Getting ready to wrap it. We all talked about the Missile D-Bomb, Baby D-Bomb, which is my favorite by far trailer for a jig. You know, the D-Bomb is. I don't use Baby D-Bomb that much. Do you?
Not really. Maybe I might start though. Quick tip: D-Bomb. They're segmented. They're kind of like they got little flappies on the down the main body of it. You can make that thing a chunk bait. You can make it half the size. You can just take a little bit of the tip off and make it like a chatterbait trailer. That bait is so versatile.
I always cut the ribs when I put it on a jig. They're too long. Unless it's like 80 degrees and I want that thing flopping around, I usually will cut it down quite a bit.
But it's super easy. You just take the head of that. You just take the head of that thing. You just twist it, and it just pops right off.
Or you just bite it.
Yeah, bite it. Yeah. I've found if you just twist it,
no, you bite it like an animal. No,
it's like a clean break every time.
Animal. Okay. Rip into it with your teeth. The worst, by the way, are Yamamoto baits. You get a ton of salt. Yeah, you grind it.
Between your teeth.
Take a little lake water and just swish it around, spit it out. Get the old beaver fever a week later.
Is it the secret?
That's the secret sauce, yeah. That's it.
You gotta fish with that way.
Oh yeah, taste for it. It was here 15 minutes ago. But it's good. John took us over, gave us some of his newest, latest baits. They're around here somewhere, but guys, this truck is a disaster. Disaster. And if
I have one bag in a box, and he's got all this other crap.
You calm down. I was reaching around, then I realized the plug for the Starlink is plugged into the truck, and I was like, I'm going to unplug this. So I decided not to. But that was fun. He actually gave us a bait that's discontinued. Not because he wanted to stop making it, but because the mold broke. So I got a few of those. It looks like a little squid looking thing. I can put a net on it and nail it. What are you looking at?
Just
right?
the trailer was jumping a little bit from the road, I think.
All right. Good. We have a little, last time we did a live in this truck, we blew a tire. We were talking to Fishing with Gramps a year and a half ago.
He's got a little PTSD.
Yeah, I was always looking back there. My kayak's still back there.
Sure is.
Which could be your kayak back there. You like that? Little Easter egg tease. All right, so that was good. We didn't stay too long at Missile Baits because we want. John was getting ready to go, and he had to speak again this weekend. So I was like, all right, you save your voice, brother. We will be back, and I will be fishing Missile Baits for a very long time. Switching gears again. Bonafide. First impressions, what you got, Jake?
Was not what I expected when they were making the boats. Totally different process, I thought, in my head. It's pretty impressive. Almost unbelievable, the type of how it's made. It seems like it's a little magic voodoo going on.
It looked archaic.
Yeah, it looked steampunk. It looked like you walked in and it's like a bunch of like old Viking ships on the walls. You'll see what I'm talking about in the video, but it was pretty cool. It looked like an ancient shipyard.
It did. It's like they pulled up old ships from 100 years ago, and they had all this exoskeleton to keep them together for the museum.
Yeah.
What was crazy is I was like, oh, I see that. That's the boat I have. That's the RVR 119. And I asked them, I was like, is every single RPR 119 coming out of this one mold. He's like, yeah. I was like, oh my gosh, my mold sat in here. And if you own one, that mold sat in there as well at one point. I think he told us it takes about an hour to mold a boat. It's powder, it's not pellets. There's a cooling process. These things will shrink like 3% from the second you take them out of the oven. And 3% on like a 13-foot boat, he's talking inches. And so that was kind of wild.
So it's kind of funny. The powder, it looks like the straw candy.
Pixie
sticks. It looks exactly like Pixie sticks. Same exact texture, material.
I told Jake not to lick it, but he did it anyway.
Basically, Pixie sticks.
I get it.
Lick your kayak and all the time. It might have a little bit of that.
I can't wait to cut this out. I can't wait to cut that out right there. Just Jake saying, lick your kayak when you get home. Might have a little flavor to it. Just over and over and over again. Everything that they rip those things out. They had some ovens like turn like this, others rock back and forth. They had like 4 different ovens running. The big one wasn't running, which I think is a good thing because you probably wouldn't be able to hear the interview.
It was about to start running.
Yeah, and Jake flew his drone through it, and the door starts shutting. Ooh, open water. Bro, I just love looking around like I understand. Open water everywhere. Jake and I are jonesing. We haven't caught a fish yet in 2026, and we are going to be doing so in less than 48 hours. Or I'm blaming Chad Hoover. And he will claim, I'll tell you where the fish are, you got to catch them, bro. Yeah. We're going to get on them. We're going to get on them. So, Bonafide is great. There's hundreds of boats. Like, just moving in and out constantly. People are putting together, running wires, small parts department. You got the sewing of seats, and we took a look at all of kind of the materials that went into that. Hans, one of their designers, did a really great job of walking us around the warehouse. So I look forward to bringing that video to you in not too long as well. Let's head over here to the comment section. These might be for a minute ago. All right. Drive safe, dudes. It's coming from Jake Cook. Have some fun. He's the guy that I was talking about. Someone asked him how much for the photos that we toast. Really weird. I don't know.
Oh, Jake, you should probably.
Yeah.
You should really look into that venture.
Jake Cook, what's our go-to on road snacks? Oh, we got Pringles.
Oh,
we got coffee cake.
Biggs.
We have Oreos.
Biggs, dill pickle, sunflower seeds. Hands down.
Thanks for reminding me. I got the Girl Scout rip-off cookies. Fudge cookies from Benton's, the Samoas. So I'll be cranking into those. I need some coffee here in a little bit. Yeah. What else we got? I went to a store, like one of those grocery stores, where everything's like all the Best Buy dates have since passed, and I bought like $40 worth of expired food. So we've been kind of munching through that. Got some energy drink. I got an energy drink that tasted like a bomb pop.
That was awesome.
So we got 2 more of those. We'll probably crank those a little bit, but so far, no issues on the road outside of Jake's, what do you call that? Your metal case.
Oh, yeah. That was fun.
I don't know if you guys saw this short, but Jake has this, like, it's not DZ, it's like a cheap Amazon case, and it was really windy the day we started. And so much wind was going up against, it was shut and locked, going up against it, that it ripped the metal and ripped the case top back on the hinge and bent the struts on the air, what do they call those? Air compression bars, whatever they are, and just destroyed it. And then everybody out, of course, in the comments, oh, that's because you got to turn around, you bunch of jokers. So it's like, yeah, I'm sure you all.
Thanks for.
Where were you yesterday?
Yeah, thank you.
No, yeah, we came to that conclusion 2 seconds after we looked at it. We just didn't think the wind would rip metal.
I've had this trailer for almost 2 years and it has
never happened.
So
thanks everybody. I appreciate it. Just looking out for us. I love it.
Everything else. So my trailer builder, my custom trailer builder, did not design his own box to put on it. It's just Amazon box. I guess he did a great job with the trailer.
But you did get the feedback.
Right
hey brother, you should probably turn his boxes around so you get feedback. Canadian kayak fishing. I just grabbed the new Ming Kota Taroma 36-inch shaft for my kayak build. I like it. I am working on getting one myself for my Old Town PDL.
Bro, speaking of 36-inch shafts,
Am I gonna have to put explicit?
My XI3 has a 36-inch.
Oh, yeah. I about almost had to go back in. You almost cost me 5 minutes of time.
Listen, you are such a dirty mind. It's not what I was trying to say.
Moving on. Andrew Corman. What's up? What's up, brother? Thanks for stopping by. We're just shooting the bull, driving down to Alabama. And we were like, hey, we need something to split up this time. We tried to do a couple lives the last couple nights. However, we always get around starting them around 5 o'clock. The sun's going down. We can't see a freaking thing. I had some issues with my Starlink, and so we are rocking and rolling now. So, hey, where you guys headed, and are you going fishing? We are headed down to Eufaula. However, we're not going fishing. We're actually going private lake fishing on Friday. And I'm not ashamed of it, because you all know you'd be fishing in a private lake and someone gave you the invite as well. So, and I'm not going to be ashamed to catch my personal best, which is highly probable in this body of water. You too, because we live in Ohio and our bass get to like 23 inches and they stop growing. And so that is the deal. All right, what else we got here? Stopping by, Andrew. I like your awesome fishing. Appreciate you. He's from Pennsylvania. I'll be going to Pennsylvania this year. Wade fishing. It's going to be a good time. Where are you? What area are you from? I'm from Canton, Ohio area, Northeast Ohio. Jake lives up in the Mistake on the lake. Cleveland, Ohio.
My soul felt that.
Yeah, well, he keeps on making fun of Ohio. Not a big fan of how you keep on crapping on Ohio.
Ohio, dude.
You calm down. Calm down. Bro, we got Andries. It's like 10 p.m. in South Africa.
10 p.m.?
The live just went international, folks.
Is that one of those places where it like stays day all year round?
What?
I
don't really sound.
It wasn't funny.
Good one.
I'm so sorry. Whoever that's from, who didn't offend you. I'm sorry.
Jake just got done watching Kill Tony and he thinks he's a comedian. Alright, let's keep this party started.
I can do it.
Canadian kayak fishing. I'm going to manufacture a plate for the front of my Outlaw 11.5 I just got.
Sweet.
So we put spot lock on an Outlaw. I've never had spot lock before, however, I am wildly jealous of Jake because he has spot lock, and oftentimes he's like, hey, they're right down here, I see them, or he's on a brush pile and I come over there thinking I haven't moved, but looking up and there I am 20 feet from him. It's like, bro, did you move at all? He's like, no, I'm spot locked in. So I look forward to getting the Minn Kota Chirova as well. Never had spot lock before, so we'll see what happens. All right, we'll switch gears back. We went to Bonafide. Any other thoughts on Bonafide? It hurts.
Yeah, that looks. Sorry, we just seen.
It's an addiction.
Yeah.
There's a lake on the side of the road. It didn't have ice on it, so we're like, ooh, should we fish it? All right. Any other thoughts on Bonafide? Oh, I did pick up one thing in Bonafide. I was walking by, and Hans and I got to talking because we saw the Wizard Works, the Wizard foot steering, and right now, for my Bonafide RVR 119. I just bought the upgraded piece of plastic that you can put into their foot pedal to make it foot steering. However, unless you spray it down with silicone grease every time you go out, it kind of sticks. It still helps you steer, but it kind of sticks. And so the Wizard steering, which Hans told me he was a part of, I think Rommel was actually part of it as well, designing this thing, is actually a bearing system. He's like, bro, this is so smooth. And so, of course, I got the Torqeedo Ultralight. I was running it a little bit at the end of last year. I have it for my RVR for whenever I go river fishing solo. A lot of times I'll go with Jake Cook in the middle of the week. We both go out, and of course, we just take 2 trucks, and I don't necessarily need it. But sometimes he's unable to go, and so I'll take the motor upstream as far as I want to go, and then float back down and hit all the spots that way. So I like that. Canadian kayak fishing. I scored the Outlaw for $1,090 Canadian, brand new. I don't even know that's good. I haven't priced out the Outlaw in a long time. So if you're saying it's good, it sounds like you're saying it's good. He said, which is hilarious considering the Minn Kota was $2,500. I see where you're going here. yeah, that kind of happens. A lot of times your electronics and your motors and your battery setup, is that including your battery setup? Or is that just the Minn Kota?
Well, he's in Canada.
Canada.
So it's more expensive up there for sure. Well, on paper, anyway. I was gonna say because the XI3 is $1,350, maybe $1,400 now, but I don't think they make it anymore. So it's good luck finding it. And I thought the Minn Kota was pretty close.
He might be including his battery.
Yeah. $600-700 battery, yeah, for sure.
Maybe.
This guy's about to get double snake bites in his grill if he keeps riding my trailer.
He is riding you pretty hard.
You know what?
You can't go anywhere. There's like a line of cars right up here.
And I'm not going to slow down.
There we go. Jake gets a little road rage from time to time. I have to calm him down a little bit.
A little bit.
So right now we are on 20 West in South Carolina. We just about an hour ago passed up south of the border. So if you're familiar with the area, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So let's switch gears a little bit. This morning, takes us to this morning. We covered YakAttack, covered missile baits. You're just hopping in. We just covered Bonafide a little bit. Now, granted, all these are going to have full-length, almost movies on them. So if you'd like to know how the sausage is made, I'm going to be bringing that to you over the next few weeks. But this morning was one of my favorites.
Yep.
We were at Cashion Rods. And shout out to the owner of Cashion. Let us stay at his place last night in his shop and save Wendell Fishing a little bit of money, which I always appreciate that. So we got up this morning and he met with Reed McKinstry, which is their operations manager and really cool guy. So Jake, I'll let you go first. First impressions of the rod building and experience at Cashion.
So first, I'd like to thanks Matt. We appreciate it. Your saltwater boat in your garage was very comfortable.
I slept in
that
the boat.
seat was perfect. It's sprawled out on it. No, for real. Thank you though for letting us say that. That was great. Yeah, it was something. So I did not realize that blanks are made from a strip of it looks like paper, like rolled up paper. I mean, it's obviously fiberglass, right? But
It comes in rolls.
yeah, it comes in rolls, and I guess if you think about it, that's how you would imagine it's being done. But just seeing
I wouldn't imagine that being done.
seeing it, it's pretty crazy. And the amount of materials that go onto it. I learned why there is ridge marks on the shafts and all that stuff like that. I don't know. It was pretty eye opening.
So let me break it down high level. We go in, we walk to the back, and there's rolls that are probably 3 or 4 foot rolls.
Yeah.
It just looks like fabric. Man, it's just different types of
flexible fabric.
Yeah, flexible fabric. And they're rolling it out.
It look like a strip of vinyl sticker.
It looks like a vinyl sticker. And then there's this big cutter, and there's this lady there, and she's typing in stuff to a machine, and this giant cutter's running back and forth, cutting it at an angle, right? So because when you roll it, this material, obviously you want it to taper to a point, which is going to be the end of your rod. So it's how they determine the power and kind of the action is all how they put these pieces of what are they called, pre-preg. That's what it is. However, they put that together, which they've learned over the past 60 years, is kind of the juice behind the rods and why they're so awesome. And then after they take that, they tack it, and then they put this on a machine that rolls it over a mandrel. And the mandrel is just a big long piece of Japanese steel that is they're really expensive, like $600 a mandrel, and there are hundreds of them. So not inexpensive. Inexpensive. So they have these machines, they're tacking it on, then after that it's got to go in the oven, so they got to wrap it with plastic, and that's why you get that feel that you get from Cashion Rods, which we go into that process as well. And then once that gets done, they put 100 150 of them in the oven. All right, and the oven will it throttles through a variety of different temperature degrees as it pulls the resin, and so it makes it hard. And then they got to pop that off. They put it on another machine, pops it off, and then after that, they got to cut it down to whatever you order. Then the maker starts putting it together. They find the spline, and then they mark it, and then he starts putting the rod butts. Meanwhile, all the rod butts, of course, Cashion's carbon fiber rods, their rod handles, which some people are going to love it or hate it. They make those there as well. So they're putting this stuff all together, and then what do they put together? A river? I'm not sure. Yeah. Then they'll put the guides on, and then they'll have these rollers, and there's a couple people over here doing the epoxy for it, and there's all these quality control stations, and they are just, I think they've grown 40% from last year to this year. So pretty insane. They're selling out of, they're going to these shows and selling twice as much as they did the year before. And so it was just a fascinating process. And I know like I'm like audibly telling you about it, but when you can visually see it, I think you have a greater appreciation for, one, rod makers, and two, for an American company who actually makes their own rod blanks. Because he shared with me that globally, only about 5% of rods come from the United States. Right? Most of them are made in Asia. And so when you find a rod blank made in the United States, it's rare. But the amount of love and attention and quality control that you're getting from the Cashion Rods, I feel like it's going to endear you to their rods. Like I've already loved, I run like 5 of their icons. But I look forward to get some of their X2s, which their elements that are coming out as well. I think that's going to be a solid rod. I'm hopefully going to be running that my 2026 season. Of course, got 5 or 6 of their icon series, and I'm not going to share what's coming out, but there's some exciting news coming out in the next month or so when it comes to Cashion Rods.
I'll probably be upgrading my arsenal for sure. Yeah.
All right, got Canadian kayak fishing. I got a bunch of sponsorship for batteries. Yeah, bro, I can't tell you how many times I get reached out to, it feels like a week, about a battery company that wants me to do a video for them. I gave up on that a long time ago, and I really haven't found a Roy Pal, and you. I think you run.
I think you got like what, 10 batteries?
I got a bunch of batteries, but
yeah, I have Amped Outdoors batteries, which I have a story about them, but that's for another.
I know that story.
Yeah.
It's a yikes story. All right, Bass Raft. I have an XI3 for sale if anybody's interested. So if you're looking for that XI3 that they no longer sell, reach out to Bass Raft on YouTube, and you can check him out. All right, U.S. brands are always quality from Andrews. So yeah, so that's the run through. If you got any questions, we're gonna end this live here. My voice is hurting. I'm gonna stop and get some coffee.
Let's see.
But if you got any questions, let us know. But right now, we're gonna finish up the day probably around 9 or 10 o'clock p.m. We gotta get up at 7, head over to Humminbird, all the way to noon, and then after that we got a 4-hour drive up to Chad Hoover, and we're gonna get dinner, have a business meeting that night. Dude, there's kayakers out there in the water.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
It's 60 degrees right now.
I know, right? I'd be out there too.
Oh yeah.
Fish all day Friday with Mr. Hoover and likely Austin Hoover. Get some content, catch our first bass of 2026, and we'll drive 10 hours home. That will finish up the factory tour road trip of 2026, and I look forward to bringing all this content to you guys. I find it wildly fascinating. If you like to nerd out on stuff like that, it's one thing to be like, oh yeah, Cashion's a great rod, right? It's another thing to know why Cashion is a great rod, right? So I love the education. It's one thing to know that Bonafide is the #1 fishing kayak company out there right now. It's another thing to know why, right? And how it's made and why they're the #1 fishing kayak company out there right now. But there's some kayaks coming on the market. We'll see. We might have some competition this year.
Yep.
So I'm going to wrap it up. Anything from you?
Stay beautiful, gentlemen and ladies.
There you go. Austin West says 10-pounder Friday. I'll be catching it. The one that got away from Jake. So look forward to that.
Probably. That's, yeah.
David says have a safe trip. Thank you, brother.
Thanks, David.
I appreciate you all listening in. Just having some fun, shooting the bull. while on the road. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.